guys, my name is Kuro, and if you don't know who I am, I'm the host of the PlayStation Point podcast and a writer for Blaze Kick. Now, I'm here to tell you today about my impressions of E3 Live 2016, and I'm afraid to say, it wasn't actually all that great. And you're probably like, but it's E3 Live, how could it not be great? You got to do something we don't get to do. And I'm like, hold up. No. So, here's the thing. I left here about maybe 10 or no, I left at about 9:40. Got to the metro station at about 9:50. Got on my train over to downtown LA. And I was like, that's cool. Hour early. There's a bit of a line. Awesome, but I'm more or less at the head of the line. So that's good. We had to go through a metal detector. It's like, alright, fine, that's okay. Couldn't take any videos or photos because it's, we relinquished our rights to do that as part of the ticket. But that's okay. It wasn't that impressive. But it was an outdoor venue, and it was small. And you're like, how is that a big deal? And I'm like, there's more than 100 people coming in from noon to 5 just to do this. And you can't come back in when you leave. There's a specific sign that says no ins or outs. So once you leave, you're not allowed back in. And walking around, there's only 2 different things going on. There is 4 different VR demos going on. There's Alienware, and then there's a few little booths selling stuff. Figures, t-shirts, hats, headphones. Then there's Loot Crate, because it's Loot Crate. And then there's the Twitch booth. So I go to Alienware, get this Alienware band, after I got this from entering. And you could hashtag a certain photo to get a certain mouse pad. Wasn't really that interested. Tried out the Steam machine and its weird controller. It wasn't actually that bad, but I wouldn't invest in it. Otherwise, it was just small. It was unimpressive. I really was expecting more tech demos because there was a big problem with the fact that there was very little tech demos, which is like, why? And let me tell you something. If you have over 100 people and there's 4 tech demos and it takes 10 minutes each to get through the demo, you're gonna be there a while. And not only is this an outdoor venue downtown LA where it gets muggy, it gets humid, and it burn your skin and it's not fun. Nope, not fun at all, but you're standing in there for over an hour in line to try a 10 minute demo. Yes, you were waiting over an hour for said tech demo, and that's the only great thing about going to this event. And in honesty, they should have just called it a VR event and not anything else, because there was realistically no other things you could try. That was only for the E3 attendees, and you kind of got snuffed. And so we were like, but it's the first year. I don't know about you, but even if it was the first year, it wasn't a good try in my respect. They should have had it at made it a bigger venue, because this is outside of the Microsoft Theater, and they should have planned this out better where it's in a bigger area and there's more to do, because once you have a lot of people cramped in there, it's just a bad idea. And yes, they have a lot to improve upon, because this is interesting in public to what we get to try for free. But if they really want people to be advertising on social media, they need to do more. And I mean way more. Because here's what I got after the HTC Vive demo. A mousepad and a sticker that actually fell out of my purse. And a poster, which I wasn't going to take because it was going to get crumpled up anyway. And then, at the Twitch booth, they were doing a photo booth. You got to hashtag this, and it was free. It was it's kind of cool, but meh. Otherwise, it was just I waited over an hour in line for this, and I waited another hour for a line for something else. What is the San Diego Comic Con? I just, maybe I had higher expectations for this, but I'm still really? This is all I got? Yeah, they need to improve it for next year is what I feel like. Because if you're gonna be there only for 5 hours, and you're gonna spend most of that standing in line, and probably starving, then I'd say if this were the same thing to happen next year, I wouldn't actually go. Like, if I came, like, considering it was only really VR demos, I would have been like, eh. But I was on the fence about VR, and now I'm totally on with it. And you have to be kind of like, it's awesome. I mean, how could you not be? And let me tell you something about VR. VR is an experience, and it's something you actually really should try before you consider buying into this, because there's so much detail. It's amazing, even though it was like 10 minutes. I mean, I could still wear my glasses, thankfully, but like if they're not properly aligned, it kind of got blurry, so maybe I'll be able to wear it without glasses, but I know that's not a really good idea for me anyway. So there were 2 demos I got to try out at the Vive HTC booth. One was a ocean sort of simulator. Didn't really do anything, I just kind of looked around, got used to it. And then they let me try out a sort of a shooting demo. It was really cool though, because like, you have the controllers in your hands, so they're guns. You can use the thumb pad to like change like what kind of bullets do you want. A single bullet? Do you want a rapid fire bullet? Do you want to do this? Then if you like reached back and then you pulled it, you got a shield, but you had to like put it back and get it turned back to a gun, and you would use the triggers on your index to shoot, and you were pretty much protecting a ship, and it was all done the background of like dubstep music. But the thing is it was immersive, but what was really immersive was the ocean demo, because like it was so crisp and clear, and I was looking around, there was all these little fish, and I see the stingers, and I was like, huh. I turned around one point, there's a whale, and I was like, what the holy, like, my mind knows it's not real, but my body is, like, panicking. Like, I'm scared. Which is amazing, but also creepy at the same time. So, VR is definitely something amazing. Should be invested in, only if you can have it, but one issue, and people really do need to think about this before they buy it too, there is very little room for you to walk in. Like, on the Vive, they're gonna say, you're gonna walk, they have you walk towards a grid, which are like, what? So there's a square around you, it's a grid, and that's pretty much the box you can be in, at least you can see it, but that's where you're gonna step out of bounds. So I noticed the problem with watching, MatPat, who does game theory, is when I was trying to watch him, do this, he kept phasing out. Like, when he was reaching down to go on the floor to get something, he would phase out, and that's really annoying, and it's actually kind of, ugh. So, I mean, you have very little room, but you need room to walk around in. So this will not be fit for a bedroom. This needs to be in a living room or an office space, because it will not work in a small apartment, and if you're doing it with PC, like Oculus Rift or the Vive, you will not want your computer out in the living room. I don't want to move these full desktop towers, you really don't. I mean, you could do it with a laptop, but I don't know anyone who really likes having a laptop for this sort of thing, like, because laptops are known for overheating, and those have its own problems. Now, with the PS4, though, is a different story, because you can easily move that from a bedroom to a living room, and for most gamers at this point, they probably have a PS4, so it's a better entry point in terms of price, and really just the games, because, like, some people do complain about, being exclusive, exploiting it. Well, that's gonna happen, and most of these games are probably not gonna come out till 2018, because they've now, like, they're finally fully finished with the software and the hardware portion, so then they have to give the dev kits, and really, development is now more 2 to 3 years than 1 to 2 years now at this point, especially with, like, the crisp and the sharpness in detail within VR. It will take a longer time, so if you need to wait 2 years, go right ahead. Like, it's fine. I love VR after trying it, but I'm gonna wait 2 years because, I mean, like, the thing about games is, like, something like what I was trying out, it would only, like, last me so long before I'd be like, I'm bored, I want to play a new game. If I don't have any other VRs to play, what am I gonna do? gonna go play something on my PS4 like Overwatch or Rocket League. Like, so it's a very limited software market right now, especially even though it's coming out like in October. So I mean, like, I think you can wait 2 years until more games come out, like Dreams from Media Molecule and Psychonauts Rhombus and Ruin, which will be the bridge point between Psychonauts 1 and 2. So you guys want to wait for VR, save up some money, figure out what you want to do. Maybe the PlayStation camera, which is required for it, will go down in price. Go ahead. You want to wait to build a better machine for parts, save up more money for that Oculus Rift or Vive. Go ahead. I don't think you're missing out on much right now, but I feel like it is definitely worth investing in the future. So yeah, that was really the only good thing about, you know, E3 Live was that demo, and it would have been so much more boring if I hadn't talked to someone while we were waiting over an hour in line in the bloody heat. So I mean, it's like, it should have just been a VR event and not just a E3 Live. Like, come on. And I mean, that's all I really have to say about this, because there really wasn't much else going on, because after I was done with all that, I would just went and got lunch at the convention center, because people don't seem to realize that the food trucks are outside, and you can just kind of go to them. You don't have to necessarily be, you know, an E3, like, badge holder. I met up with some people. We hung out, we networked. That was actually kind of fun, but we all had to go our separate ways at some point, and that was fine. But I mean, otherwise, like, if it was just like the VR demo, I would have been like wasting my time. But now that I actually, like, you know, got to meet people, it didn't feel like such a waste of time. But like, that's the thing though, is that you have to, when you're planning events like this, you have to consider, like, is it really worth this person's time, because they're going to do this, this, and this, and this in between to actually get to the real gold nugget of it all. And I honestly, E3 Live needs to improve, because if it's going to be like this next year, I don't think I want that free ticket. I think I'd rather just, you know, stay home and do something productive. So I mean, that's pretty much it. I'll probably be talking about this more on the PlayStation Point next week. And then, of course, Armando, another member of BlazeKick, will be getting a PlayStation VR headset in October, so at some point we will be talking about that. So, our plugs for this episode, or video if you want to call it whatever, is our YouTube channel is youtube.com/user/BlazeKickMedia. Our Twitter is @BlazeKickTweet. My Twitter handle is @demon_sorceress. We also have a Patreon, and that should also be in the video link description box. So, you know, you want to get our content a day earlier, pay $1. Video content, pay $5. It's only every month. It's a small donation. It keeps us going. It makes us produce these videos more often, go to these events. We wouldn't be here without you guys, but you guys wouldn't get the content if you didn't support us. It's a two-way road. $1 per month. It's all you need for our video, or for our audio content. Video content is $5. Consider it. And to all of our current Patreons, thank you for your support. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.